Patrick Jones here, aka Mr. Tycoon. So a lot of people have come up to me and they said, hey Patrick, how do you overcome doubt? How do you overcome uncertainty? How do you overcome fear? And today, this particular episode is about how you do overcome that, identifying some of the things that may be holding you back, and then how do you overcome them. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to define doubt. Doubt is very simple. It's straightforward. It is uncertainty or fear, right? So fear and uncertainty of, you know what? I want to put out this YouTube channel, but I'm fearful. I'm uncertain. I don't know how people are going to respond. I don't know how I look on camera. I don't know if, blemishes on my face. I don't know. I don't like my voice. There's so many things that can cause you to doubt yourself and then kind of spread that seed of uncertainty, and it can prohibit you from actually being great, because the only thing that's stopping you from being great at the end of the day is what you tell yourself. So no matter if you tell yourself, hey, look, I can do this, you're right? The brain tells the body follows. And if you tell yourself, you know what, I can't do this, you're right. So no matter how you look at it, no matter what you tell yourself, you are right. So make sure what you're telling yourself are beneficial things that will help you get to the next level, period. So what makes you doubt yourself? What experiences have you gone through? So the experiences, that's actually a good one, because there are some experiences that I've gone through, and I chuckle because, I remember when I was a teenager, and I do have a sister who is summa cum laude, 4.0 student, just knocked it out of the park, who I actually look up to and I seek advice from as well. And I remember there was a deacon in our church, okay? And the deacon in our church, he was comparing us for some odd reason. I don't know why, but that was the particular setting. And I remember we were actually at the hospital because my mom was sick with cancer. And later she actually passed away from ovarian cancer. But we were at the hospital, and I'll never forget this. We were looking outside because we were probably on the 10th or 11th floor. And again, I was a teenager, so it shows you how vivid I remember this. And the deacon in our church was there because he wanted to come in and pray for the family. And then he proceeded to say, hey, my sister, she's extremely smart. And I'll tell you, I'll give you the setting. My father was there, my siblings were there, and he proceeds to say, she's smart. And then he looks at me and he says, Patrick, no, not smart. No, not smart at all. And here I am, 1920, and I remember it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, wow, how can he sit there and judge me, right? And that level of judge, that particular experience, it actually caused me to doubt myself, right? Not for a long period of time, but what it ended up doing is it caused me to doubt myself a little. And then what I did is I used that particular phrase as motivation to say, you know what? That's not who I am. That's not who the hell I'm going to be. And you know what? We're going to catapult way past his vision of who I am, okay? Next, do you procrastinate? That's a big one. And you have to be real with yourself, because I'm being real with you. When I'm sharing my life stories, this is very intimate, right? So I'm being real with you. I need you to be real with me throughout this whole video as I'm highlighting these things. Procrastination. I'll tell you, for example, I didn't start taking school serious until my senior year of high school. I think I was probably a C, D student from my freshman year to my junior year. And then the light bulb went off on my senior year, right? I actually moved states, went to Arizona, and Scottsdale, Arizona to be exact. And I went to high school out there, and it caused me to broaden my horizon. But before that time period, I was not good at school. I didn't take it serious. I thought I was going to be just like anyone else. I had hoop dreams, so I thought I was going to be this NBA player. But, 5'8", the odds of me being an NBA player are extremely slim. So throughout my life, right, I would procrastinate significantly to the period of time that it took me, I would say, 10 years to finish college. So I got an associate's degree, okay? And then I stopped going to school. I was working in the corporate world, doing my thing, progressing up the corporate ladder. And then I went back to school. To get my bachelor's degree, but you can see, that amount of time just to get a bachelor's degree, that was strictly procrastination. That was strictly me saying, you know what, I don't need a degree. And at the end of the day, I really did not need a bachelor's degree to get to where I was going, because when I was finished with my bachelor's degree, funny story, I was actually the VP of sales, North American sales for a large company, right? And I think it was 28 people reporting to me at that point in time, and I still didn't have my bachelor's degree. So you don't necessarily need it, but I wanted it for myself, right? For my family, for my kids. So when they look up to me, they can say, you know what, Dad did it, so I can do it as well. Next, be careful who you share your dreams with. Folks, I'll tell you right now, there are dream killers out here. And your mind might be thinking on a totally different level. And someone else who you pick up the phone and you're like, hey, it might be your homeboy, your buddy, it might be your girl, and you may be sharing your dream with. This is what I want to do. These are the steps that I'm going to take. And the whole time they're on the phone saying, oh, yeah, I hear you, okay. And then as soon as they hang up, guess what they're saying? Man, Patrick's not going to do that. There's no way he can do that. We have all these other people on YouTube, for example, and why do people want to listen to him, right? Or you may be sharing your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and they may be saying, you know what, that particular person, you're not good enough for that. There's no way you can do it. I wouldn't pay attention to him. I wouldn't spend my money with him. So understand who you share your dreams with. Ensure they're really in your corner. Ensure that they really want you to succeed. Next, folks, I call it the Michael Jordan syndrome. Michael Jordan, one of the best basketball players, the greatest basketball players in my book of all time, okay? And obviously there's, other debates on who's next, things of that nature. But for this particular subject matter, whenever you talk about Michael Jordan, you never talk about the amount of shots that Michael Jordan missed. I kid you not. Whenever I'm in the barbershop and I'm talking, we're talking about the shots that he made and the championships that he won. So when it's all said and done, folks, you can procrastinate, you can doubt yourself, but at the end of the day, the people are only going to talk about the highlights, right? They're going to look at your highlight reel. They're not going to look at the hiccups, the bumps in the road. They're not going to necessarily look at the procrastination, right? When you talk about Michael Jordan, you're looking at the championships he won and the game-winning shots that he took and he made, not the shots that he lost. So why do I bring that up? I bring that up because you need to go out there and take that leap of faith. There's no one stopping you, right? The only person stopping you is you. So you can't let fear cause you to doubt yourself. If you let fear cause you to doubt yourself, then that's going to be problematic within itself. So I'll tell you a quick story. My daughter, she was extremely scared to go on any roller coasters, okay? And I talked to her. I said, look, okay, the roller coaster, it's not going to hurt you. It's mind over matter. You can actually do this, right? So as we're going to the roller coaster, we're in Universal Studios in Florida, just so you understand where we're going. And as we are, climbing the stairs to go to this particular roller coaster, it's the Mummy roller coaster, and she starts tearing up. She starts tearing up because she's nervous. She's in her own head, right? And as she's going through her own head, there's a little kid in front of her. And the little kid is probably about 5-6 years old. Later, I found out she really didn't care about the little kid. She was in her own feelings. That was that. But the little kid was looking at her concerned, like, Mommy, why is she crying? And she sees this and she's dissecting all of it. And as we get on the ride, I say, Kay, I'm going to be right next to you. Hold my hand. So she looks at me. She's like, okay. She holds my hand. The ride now goes from the gate, okay? And now we're all in. So we're tick, 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 tick. So as we're going up, she's looking and she's sinking in her seat a little bit. And I'm holding her hand. And I'm like, okay, when we go down, hold your hand up, embrace the moment, have fun, okay? And that's exactly what she does. So we go up, and then as we're going down, okay, she puts her hand up a little bit. And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm like, I see you. And next thing you know, she's screaming. She puts her hand all the way up. I'm like, who is this girl? So at the end of the day, she did not let fear remove her from that situation. And also, she did not let fear prohibit her from actually enjoying the moment, right? Because fear can cause you to not really cherish the moment. And that's problematic. So ensure that fear doesn't do that to you. Next, do you have clearly defined goals that are easy to articulate? What do I mean by that? Every day, I have an agenda. My agenda is to review my goals. So I have them written down. They're next to my nightstand. And when I achieve one of my goals, okay, I'm crossing that out, and then I'm adding a new goal. That's extremely important. The reason being is because if you're not crossing anything out, that means you're not working towards your goals. That means you're not achieving your goals either. So that's what I do on a very consistent basis. And they're clearly defined and they're easy to articulate, right? So whenever I'm speaking these goals, people can understand them. And I ensure whenever I am writing down my goals, if a fifth grader picks up this, book, the notepad that I write my goals on, they can understand them, right? So understand that there's a power in the pen. There's also a power in words, okay? So whatever you write down, make sure you put some thought into it, and then also work backwards, folks. Please work backwards. If you say, okay, this is my lofty goal, and you're not working backwards to actually identify how you're going to meet the goal, you're never going to get there, right? It's honestly kind of like wishing on a star. So I don't encourage you to do that. If you're going to write down your goals, make sure that they're easy to articulate, and then you work backwards on how you're going to actually achieve those goals. What eliminates doubt? What eliminates doubt to me is preparation. First and foremost, you must be prepared. If you're not prepared for whatever it is that you're looking to do, okay, and preparation is whatever it means to you. If you haven't done that research to, understand how do you create an LLC, do the research, be prepared. The EIN number. If you don't know how to go out and register for an EIN number, which is essentially, it acts like a social security number for your business, do the research, right? If you're looking to create a hot dog stand, lemonade stand, if you're looking to create a business, a real estate company, and create passive income like I'm doing, make sure you do the research, okay? I literally sat down. It was like my part-time job. I would sit down every night and I would do countless hours of research before I invested in my first duplex. Now we have, umpteen units, literally over 100 units. And it all started with studying. It all started with preparation, okay? Sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. So if it's time you're sacrificing, just understand what your particular sacrifice is. It may be not hanging out with your friends. If you're at college right now and your buddies, they want to go out drinking and, you're locked in because you want to ensure that you have a high GPA. That's just what you have to do. Hey, buddies, I'm going to catch you later. Actually, I'm going to catch you in class because I need to lock in right now, okay? I need to focus on my dream, on my goals, because no one walks this journey with you. You're walking this journey of success by yourself, period. Reading, okay? Reading will help you out significantly because at the end of the day, there's nuggets in every book, okay? So pick up a book. Pick up a self-help guide. Pick up any type of book that's going to help you get closer to where you need to go. All right. And then what you need to do and how you should judge a book is, okay, what nugget can I grab from this book that's going to help me monetize. That's going to help me create my business. And if it does that, if it gets you one step closer to where you need to be, that's a good book. Okay? So make sure you're prepared. Make sure you understand what your sacrifice is. Make sure you study. Make sure you read, folks. A lot of people don't like reading. It's okay. There's a lot of videos like this. Hey, subscribe, click like, comment. I want to hear from you guys, okay? So do that. Last but not least, time is of the essence, folks. We really don't have any time to waste. So make sure that whatever time you're spending, okay, in your leisure, okay, if you have a 9 to 5, make sure your leisure time is spent on how I'm going to create my side hustle, okay, my secondary income, okay? And after you establish your secondary income, what you should be thinking about is, okay, well, is the secondary income going to be my primary income? And now let's look at different channels of, generating income. Because if you don't have 3 to 7 forms of income, what happens when your primary source of income is no longer there? Then you're flat broke, you're busted, you're rock bottom. So you should always be thinking, okay, I'm going to set up this line of income. What's my next line? What's my second? What's my third? What's my fourth? What's my fifth? So on and so forth. So folks, I greatly appreciate your time. Please lock in with me because I'm locked in with you. And let's share some energy here. And what I mean by that is energy is transferable. So I give you my energy. In return, I would appreciate if you subscribe, if you share this particular video with someone else, especially if you find it valuable, like and comment. One thing that I do with your comments, ask questions. If you have a question for me, I'm going to respond, okay? That's something that I take pride in. I want to interact with my fan base, with my subscribers. Again, lock in with me because I'm locked in with you.